Hello! So I've been so distracted with all the exterior and interior stuff that I completely forgot that the motor was a pile of shit. So I spent a bunch of time cleaning all the grease and grime off of it to basically let it run after it was all clean to determine where the oil leak and the power steering leak was coming from. Now, here's what happened. I let it run for about 20 minutes and nothing happened at all. So I was like, hey, maybe I fixed it by washing it. No idea. And then I got it all together. Interior wise, I put the seat in and I took it for a spin around the block. And wouldn't you know it, oil was dumping out of it. And I think I figured out where it was at. There's a couple of spots that it could be. A lot of the common issues with these things is there's a little cam seal down here. It's like a little plug. And that the seal on that tends to go bad and will dump oil onto this portion of the motor, which is exactly where this was. So all you got to do is remove this EGR deal, which is held on by, I think, two 12-millimeter nuts. And then you can pop that out of there and then replace it with a new one, and that should fix that problem. But if that's not it, it is the VTEC solenoid, which is right here. And I think you just remove some of this bracketry here and then pop that off and then pop the seal out of it and put it back in. So that's kind of what I'm going to do. I got those parts right here. I'll actually show you the part numbers. I'll just be helpful for once. This channel. That is the VTEC solenoid seal. And then here is the little cam cap. And this here's for the EGR unit assembly. And there's the part number for that. Okay, so here on my disgusting floor, I have the VTEC solenoid and I have the little cam cap, the cam seal. And I actually took that out of the car and it looks to have been replaced very recently. So I hope it's the VTEC solenoid that was leaking. What I'll probably do is what every Honda nerd cheater does. Use a little bit of Honda Bond. So I'll probably maybe put like a nice fine bead around the edge of this and clean that up really well with some brake parts cleaner, because that's what I always use, and toss that back on there with the new gasket. We will also get Lewis a damn whatever he wants. What do you want?
He wants a treat.
Buddy. You want? Huh? One thing I did notice upon removing the VTEC solenoid gasket, it was very brittle. It broke as I was pulling it out and I didn't put too much pressure on it. So I'm guessing this thing will probably do the trick. That's all cleaned out and dried. Removed all the oil residue from within the channels and so forth. So that should be ready to go back on. And what I did do, I'm just reusing the old one because it wasn't that old. And I have applied some trusty Honda Bond, just a thin layer around the outside of it. And the reason why I do that is because I saw this. There are slight score marks at the base of that, and the base of that is exactly where it would leak from if it were going to leak. This one here at the tip of my dirty, crusty fingernail is the deeper one, and I'm guessing that that's probably the culprit. And I'm also guessing that that little bit of Honda Bond is gonna fix it, but we'll see. So I'm gonna put it all back together right now and let it sit overnight, and then I'll fire it up in the morning whenever that Honda Bond dries. And I don't know why I've got like this aerial shot. Hello, I'm tall. I figured out why I'm so prone to using this angle. It's because if I just talk to you like this, you just see like the walls and shit. You don't see the subject matter. So I'd have to kneel down and talk to you, which is weird, but it actually is incidentally more comfortable. Anyways, I got the car put back together. The car put back together. What an idiot. Obviously not. I got the engine bay put back together. I'm gonna let the Honda Bond dry and fire it up tomorrow after I get off of work and see if oil doesn't come dumping out of some other location. But VTEC solenoid with a new seal, a new lower seal. The upper seal I didn't change. That'll be easy. If it is actually that, I could just pop the top portion off and change that out. But I don't think it's that. I don't think it's either one, actually. It's probably a cracked head, and all of this is... All right, remember yesterday when I had this all put back together and buttoned up and cleaned up and was just gonna wait for the Honda Bond to dry? Well, guess what? Still leaking, dude. Still leaking. And it's on my phone. But I figured it out. Looky there, dude. I didn't even bother to take that thing off. It was just pouring out of there like a dang old sieve. And there's the new gasket, which did its job. So I got one of those ordered. And then that thing can graduate from the yard back to the pavement when it's not dumping oil everywhere.
I almost fell in the toilet.
We didn't put the seat down?
You didn't put the seat down.
Well, this is a man's house.
I live here.
Huh?
I live here.
Do you? You put in on a Rant? That's a good angle. All right, folks, here we are again in my lawn. Torn apart engine bay, gushing oil out everywhere. You'll have to excuse my voice. I've been hacking up a lung all day, so I sound like the Allstate guy. You're in good hands. Anyways, you are in good hands, because guess what I've got? The appropriate gasket. Now I replaced the, well, I didn't replace it. Since it was already replaced, I actually just put a little bit of Honda Bond on it back there, that little cam cap. I also replaced the lower seal on the VTEC solenoid, but I completely overlooked the upper seal, which is what this is. And I'm assuming that's a common problem, as well as those other two. So what I'm gonna be doing is just popping the top of that off and replacing that seal. I've already popped it off to check and see there was a slit in it. So the screws are loose. I'm just gonna loosen them, dry it all off, pop that new seal in, and fire it up, take it for a spin around the block, see if I fixed it. All right, you see how that's removed? Very, very simple. 3 10mm bolts, just wiggle those on out of there and then just pop it apart, clean it off. It's already been cleaned off. And there was the split I was telling you about, right there. I bet that's where most of that oil was dumping out from. I think a little bit of it was coming out of that because there was a pool of it underneath there. So I think I fixed both leaks on the top end of the motor, or will have after this is done. I'm actually gonna pop that thing out of there. Just gotta be real careful you don't gouge up the surface. And I found me a little dart. See that little dart there? I'm gonna use that to dig that seal out of there. You know why? Because it'll work, that's why. I found that dart in Colorado stuck in a tree. It's pretty weird. I don't know why I took it back with me, but I did. Perhaps it was for this moment. Whatever, I don't know. So I'm gonna dig that out of there and put the new one in and then put it back together. And then maybe I'll make another video at some point in my life, I don't know. Okay, anyways, what was I saying? I was talking about Honda Bond or whatever. So yeah, there's that, and there's that, and there's that, and there's everything else, and whatever. I don't know how to make a video. And it might be upside down. I don't know, I can't tell. Oh, it is backwards. Oh shit, it's backwards.
You can link them in the bottom of the video.
I'll link those in the bottom of the video so you guys, if you're not dyslexic like I was, and I was dyslexic as a child, but I beat it, and here we are. Really not much better off. Anyways, dude, whatever. I don't know. I feel so dumb. I feel stupid. I feel stupid with the camera in my face. I feel stupid having to hold it up and talk to it, and then I have to. I'm like looking at myself, but I'm not looking at me. I'm looking, when I look at the camera, I know that I'm looking at me, but I can't see me looking at me. So I mean, every one of you YouTubers out there who make just 20K a month and upwards from there, you deserve it, okay? Because this is obnoxious. Now, I don't know how you guys get anything done because you can't do anything if you're holding a camera. And then when you're done holding the camera, you got to stretch your arm out because it's fricky Ricky dead because you've been holding a camera the entire time, just talking to yourself, which is exactly what's happened to me. I'm holding the camera and my arm is going dead. This arm's going dead. I'm going to change actually because
Freddie Mercury.